interesting. That book made people so angry that the New York Times, the New York Times magazine section, I don't know if you realize, on the Sunday edition is the Sunday edition worldwide. And they mention this on the cover. In the article, which is about 10 pages, about 5 or 10 pages, they quote me 9 times. Partly as a person that duped Lou, Fantasy Flew, F-L-E-W, if you want to look it up. I tricked him to that. I didn't trick anyone. No, Flew was completely cognizant. He just saw that you can't get this stuff by randomness. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. If you enter the system without the presumption that it's random, you see that it can't be random. It's the same. It's actually this idea of paradigm and pre-understanding. Everyone, if you read the Rashi and you extract from your head beginning, in the beginning, you say you don't know it. And you read the Rashi, you realize the text never said in the beginning, by a beginning, from a beginning, or with a beginning. Beginning is nowhere in Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. Nowhere. Just read the Rashi without beginning in your head. And you realize all these translations are wrong. They come from the Septuagint, which forced a lot of garbage on us, but that was just one of them. But we read the Rashi with such an understanding that it must mean beginning, that we somehow read into him beginning. But he says point blank, if it was the word would have shown up. Not Breshit. And to prove it, he sends us to Proverb number 8. And I can't get, you guys, you believe it or not, I hope you would, but it's insignificant to my colleagues in physics, because they'll never believe that the actual translation, as the Ramban brings down from the Jerusalem Targum Yerushalayim, is B'chachmata bara. With wisdom God created the heavens and the earth. With the first cause, wisdom, and it comes directly from Proverb number 8, which Rashi sends us to. I am wisdom. God made me as the beginning of God's ways. Wisdom is what the substrate is. The word beginning is not, the reason I'm saying this is because, about hanging up, because when you enter into an argument with randomness, and if randomness is already your paradigm, you will never get randomness away, because every argument you will see randomness in, even if you can't prove it. So that's a problem in trying to make changes. It's just very hard to change paradigms. Like the paradigm, to show that there was an origin to the universe, I mean, for 3,500 years, the Torah's been saying the universe had a beginning, a creation. God creates the heavens and the earth. But for 3,500 years, minus 60 years, science said, no, the universe is eternal. The Bible is wrong from the first sentence. Because and finally it was forced down, even though there were data that implied a beginning. Finally, it was forced down the throats of science, literally forced down by the discoveries of Arnold Penzias and Robert Wilson, when they discovered the echo of the Big Bang. That changed the world overnight. So to change your paradigm is extraordinarily difficult. So anyway, those are the types of things that... So what is the fossil record shows a development from... shows a development from the simple to the complex. That's not a problem. The question is what drove it. I mean, the start of her life in the waters and movement. Now, sometimes people will say, one of the arguments with, say it's 2 in the morning, you had a couple of beers, and now they can pull out your Bible, and you say, well, look at this. The sun appears on day number 4, but there's plants on day number 3. So how do you have that? Any of you hear that argument? We have an answer for that? I mean, I have an answer, because my doctor's in 2 fields. One's the earth sciences. The answer is, for that, when you be arguing with it, is the change from or to mi'or, to mi'orot, orot to mi'orot. Until you get to day number 4, it's orot. Only when you get to day 4, it's mi'orot. So what happens is plenty of light going on, but you can't see the mi'orot. You can't see the luminaries. You can't see the sun and the moon, the sun and the stars. But there's plenty of sunlight coming through for photosynthesis, and that I can see as a fact, because I've actually measured many times, more than 10 and maybe as many as 50 times, photosynthesis, plants bubbling out oxygen when the overcast is so heavy that you can't see the globe. Often you can see the globe behind the clouds. But I'm talking about overcast where you don't see anything, and yet there's plenty of sunlight filtering through, and the plants are just pumping out oxygen. They don't need to have the mi'orot seen. And only on day number 4 does it talk about mi'orot. And on day number 4, if you look at the ages of each of the days, and if you just get there talking about downstairs, but then you go day by day, you discover that by day 4 the Earth has cooled enough. The Earth is molten originally. Molten, high vapor pressure, lots of overcast. And you have life.